So far, I've done this page right here, and written a little letter that I'll read along in just a moment. Hey, so this first big one is a picture of a gift shop area, and my husband's walking towards the McDonald's area, or more of this gift shop. And you can see that this is the area, Arrowhead Travel Plaza. This is the closest bear we have seen while traveling in USA. Okay, so we don't really see too many animals. We see deer, we see what else? Like animals that are on the road. Sadly, they pass away, or they're walking around. Even birds, they like to walk. They don't fly off when we're headed towards that lane. This is the Arrowhead Travel Plaza TV, and you can barely see the detail of it, but each of these little squares is a camera view of going through the Cabbage Hill. The gorilla, and then we have the penny machine. Nowadays, instead of collecting pennies, I just take pictures of the machine with pennies, and that is my collecting pennies nowadays. So you can see closer. It's even so. How many of y'all have a hard time using the penny machine? Sometimes it can be complicated because you have to make sure that you are turning that handle in a way where you're able to get the correct, the one that you want, the design that you want. These are screenshots of the hill, so you can see the view. Very high. So it's like up in the sky, and then here, and I'll tell you what the sign says. The sign says, "Last morning, 6 miles, 6% downgrade ahead." And we have been to California. Yes, they're high. They're very high. Some are even 8% downgrade on miles. So that's make sure your brakes are working properly when you're going on these mountains. Sometimes they require chains on trucks. Sometimes cars too. This one's another view that they showed up. The sign says runaway truck rent 1/2 mile. Even 1/2 mile. So the runways are made for whenever a truck loses its brakes, instead of slamming into a lot of vehicles, you're supposed to go onto that ramp, and it's supposed to slow them down. It hurts. That's what my husband had told me a while back. I'm pretty sure. He doesn't know from experience, but he knows from what they say. It hurts because you just think about it. You're going at a full speed downhill, and then having to brake real fast. And then it's hard to get out of it. That's what he said. So let's see. Now this one's a picture, I screenshotted, and I screenshotted this because it has the miles per hour for regular cars, 70 miles speed limit, and then for a truck, 65. So yeah, and then I'm assuming these signs were in case there's like an emergency up ahead, so or any kind of accident. So that helps because from the turning that curves, which are really fun in the store, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of colored t-shirts. It says Cabbage Hill Survivor. Well, I thought it said I thought it had said I survived. Well, I put that on my little journal. So rewrite that. But then, and then also there's hats. They're not empty t-shirts. You want a hat. Hats are great for when you're out in the sun. This one right here is around where the other entrance is at, where the restrooms kind of are. Or no, away from the restrooms. Or towards McDonald's. It says, "Welcome to the homeland of the Cayuse, Umatia, and Walla Walla tribes." And it has like a display of some of the tools they used. I'm not sure. I didn't like take pictures of individual each item or paper, but so yeah, a lot of places that you may go visit around the United States, you're gonna have history about Native Americans, and also American history of the wars, battles, and just different times of life that USA had to go through with the people. So I took a picture. This is for kids, and I went ahead and did it anyways. But it's a little mirror of that you can take a picture here, and it's the tribe's culture outfit, or a horn headdress was worn by a use tribal leader. So are you a leader? So yeah, so leader wore that in their tribe. For their tribe. So there are hundreds and hundreds of tribes that are known and unknown. So yeah, that's very good to know about the United States. Now the other pictures are just smaller pictures of like the wall and stuff. We finished that. Go ahead and read the paper. So it says right here, open. Cabbage Hill Journey by Mr. and Mrs. Gonzalez. I already knew we were about to head through this. I sure did. My body automatically gets anxious about any form of danger. Anyone who travels on Cabbage Hill is in danger, especially during colder, snowy, rainy weather. JC's helpful trainer took him there, and JC didn't. Well, actually, JC drove. He was the one driving, but since they had their load, they had to go through there. So I'm going to rewrite that. But JC didn't think it was that dangerous. The day we went, we were very blessed. It was 41 degrees and sunny. I was still anxious while admiring the view and taking a video. I didn't put that on. JC loves the view too. Therefore, we both agreed about the beautiful view. We stopped at the Arrowhead Travel Plaza, which is most of the pictures were from there, and saw the Cabbage Hill I Survived Cabbage Hill t-shirt, which is this one right here. We also took a restroom break and looked at the gift shop area. We read history and grabbed something to eat. Oh, and I didn't put a picture, but because JC took a video of me touching the fur of bear fur, and there was also fur of a different animal. Like, the texture of each one was interesting. So it would be great for young ones or elderly in any age to just go touch bear fur, have fun with the little decorations. But let's go back to the paper. I had to stop right there. And it says, and grab something to eat. Yes, we ate McDee's for breakfast and got our favorite mango smoothies to celebrate. Would we do this again? And then it says, read more in the back. So yes, we would. We will still do our research about the weather, road conditions, and accident alerts, just in case we need to stop for the day. So yeah, guys. This is out of the page, there's more, but from what I was saying, if you have to stop traveling because of the weather conditions, you must find a good spot to just rest. There's no hurry because it can cause more delays in your health and your life, for others' life, for other people's life. Just be safe. To where we want to get to. Now the journey lessons. So every page we're gonna do, we're gonna write a note like this about the story, summarize it the best we can, and then we're also gonna put journey lessons. So the journey lessons, what we thought, pretty much what I wrote, but from what I saw from our journey. So number one, don't be afraid to do something different or new safely. So we of course. JC already went to this field before, but he was also trained to do it safely. So the same thing when I was here, I wasn't driving, but still did it safely. So that's the thing, that's the lesson we want to share. Number two is celebrate life more often. You never know what's going to happen down the line. It can be sunny, it can be cloudy, and neutral weather, and something can just happen. So with our health or our tire, the motor, the engine. So yeah, you need to be careful out there. And last but not least, safe travel.